And at number 10, Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer is definitely the actor that has been exposed the most in 2021. And at this point, I think we can assume his career is probably over because of what has come out. Hammer shot to fame in his roles in Call Me By Your Name and The Social Network. But recently, multiple women have come forward with disturbing allegations against Hammer, with many expressing that he had scary fetishes and many times he would take things too far for the women while he was intimate with them. There were even allegations surfacing that he might be a cam at one point. But the story got even darker last week when a woman came forward in a video press conference expressing that he forced himself on her for over 4 hours. Apparently during the incident, he slammed her head into a wall and whipped her feet with a crop too, with her stating that she did not consent to these actions. As a result of the first string of allegations, Armie stepped away from an upcoming film with Jennifer Lopez called Shotgun Wedding. As well, any project that he was due to be a part of has cut him. And with the seriousness of these allegations, he could very well be getting jail time for his actions. And at number 9, Anthony Mackie. Actor Anthony Mackie was recently exposed after an old clip of an interview he did with Wendy Williams resurfaced. The Marvel actor, known for his role as the Falcon in the MCU, faced backlash because many found the comments to be sexist, saying at one point in the interview that a woman's role was to, quote, make daddy a sandwich. And yes, he actually said the word daddy multiple times, which only made things worse. During the interview, Anthony and Wendy were having a conversation about gender roles in a relationship, and Anthony's responses were all very traditional. He even got into somewhat of an argument with Wendy, where he defended the mentality that both partners need to serve each other in some way, with him adding, quote, if I'm outside cutting that grass, bring daddy some lemonade. It's hot outside and I'm cutting all that grass. A lot of fans were taken aback by the actor's comments, calling them sexist and misogynistic, after he had a minor social media cancellation, but it didn't last long. And at number 8, Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson is getting tons of backlash after she starred in a controversial movie. The movie was created and directed by the singer Sia and is called Music. The film is about an autistic girl named Music, whom Hudson plays her older sister, and the film is getting backlash for being ableist. People specifically have taken issue with specific actions portrayed by Hudson in the film. The reaction against Hudson got even worse after it was announced that she was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for her performance. The host of the 2021 Golden Globes even made a comment against Hudson in their monologue, saying that Hudson's involvement in the film was the, quote, most offensive casting since Kate Hudson was a Weight Watchers spokesperson. Despite the backlash, Hudson still appeared on the telecast, saying that she loved making the movie, saying, quote, as an actress and a singer and dancer, it's everything you'd want to experience. And at number 7, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler was just exposed in the best way possible, proving that he's just as humble and down to earth in real life as we'd all hope. This was revealed in a TikTok. A 17-year-old Long Island hostess, Diana Rodas, posted a TikTok with a clown face and the writing, quote, not realizing it's Adam Sandler and telling him it's a 30-minute wait, and him, of course, leaving because he's not going to wait 30 minutes for IHOP. She then showed a video of Adam Sandler in casual clothes with a mask on, along with one of his daughters. And people were shocked to see that after he was told about the wait, he decided to simply just leave and didn't try to use his fame to get a table. The TikTok actually went so viral that Sandler actually responded to it on Twitter, writing, quote, for the record, I only left IHOP because the nice woman told me that all-you-can-eat deal didn't apply to the milkshakes. The hostess later told the Post that she only knew it was Adam Sandler when some other customers said so. And this is truly just the best type of exposing. Also, make sure to give the video a like if you're liking it so far. And at number 6, Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake's past actions were exposed after the recent documentary framing Britney Spears was released. The documentary centered around Britney's terrible treatment in the media and how the people in her life contributed to this, aka Justin. After the documentary came out, Britney's fans started to realize just how horrible Justin had treated her. Some of the clips included him speaking about their intimate relationship on late-night talk shows when that was something that Britney was keeping private, as well as the fact that he used a Britney look-alike in the Cry Me a River music video after their breakup, which made everyone think that Britney had cheated. But Timberlake was not only exposed for treating Britney badly, but his handling of the infamous Janet Jackson Super Bowl scandal was also questioned, because Jackson's career was essentially ruined after that, but Timberlake got away scot-free. In response to all the backlash, he posted a lengthy apology to Instagram. However, many felt the apology was too little too late and was only made because he was called out, not because he actually meant it. Halfway at number 5, Amber Heard. As you all know, Amber Heard has been in a messy divorce battle with her ex, Johnny Depp, for basically years now. Many online believe that she is a liar, and more evidence keeps mounting that she probably is. Some police body camera footage from a pivotal night in their divorce battle was just released, showing their apartment in 2016. The footage shows a tidy apartment, which is a stark contrast to what Amber claimed. And Depp and his lawyers believe this proves that Amber lied when she said Depp trashed their apartment that night, and that's why their relationship ended. Heard has given evidence in multiple legal cases, saying that Depp hurled a phone at her face and trashed their penthouse kitchen during the May 2016 fight. But now it looks like there's proof that that was not the case. And with what has come out over and over and over again, like, how do people still believe her? I just can't even understand it at this point. In at number 4, Chris Harrison. Chris Harrison is the legendary host of the Bachelor franchise, but he was caught up in a major scandal after contestant Rachel Kirkconnell was exposed for racially insensitive actions. In the midst of this, Harrison was getting interviewed by a former bachelorette and black woman Rachel Lindsay, and Harrison was seen as aggressive and rude when talking about the issues. Harrison's take on the photos ended up making the whole scandal a lot worse. One of Harrison's controversial statements included, quote, "I've heard a lot of, I think she should, I think he should. Who the hell are you? Who are you to demand that?" People found his comments to be insensitive, and many said he was too quick to defend a contestant accused of racist actions. Chris ended up apologizing, but he was later cut from the franchise. And at number 3, Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis just revealed on an episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert that she almost convinced her husband, Ashton Kutcher, out of investing in Uber, now the biggest ride-sharing platform ever. Mila Kunis revealed that she told her husband, Ashton Kutcher, that investing in Uber was, quote, the worst idea ever. When talking about her husband's investment ideas, Mila says that he always runs things by her because she's a big consumer and because the money is usually taken out of their joint account. When the subject of Uber came up, she said, quote, "Early into our dating, 2 things came up. He was like, hey, there's this kind of company. It's kind of like a ride share. It's like a cab company, but anyone can drive the cab." She apparently told Ashton that it was the worst idea ever, and she wouldn't get around the fact that it would be driven by a stranger. Thankfully, he was able to convince her to invest, and he's made a lot of money on the investment since. In at number 2, Maddie Ziegler. Maddie Ziegler is another actor who was a part of Sia's film Music that is now facing backlash. Ziegler has been a backup dancer for Sia for the last few years, so she was Sia's first choice to cast in the movie. However, Maddie got tons of backlash after agreeing to participate. In Music, Ziegler plays a nonverbal autistic teenager who comes under the care of her half-sister, played by Kate Hudson, after the death of their grandmother. When the trailer was released, it got immediate backlash from autism advocates, specifically for the fact that the lead role was not played by an autistic actor. Petitions sprung up on change.org to stop the release of the film, saying the film contributes to harmful stereotypes. Ziegler has not responded to the backlash, and it seems that she's doing everything possible to distance herself from the project. And finally, at number 1, Jojo Siwa. Jojo Siwa is a 17-year-old superstar that has made an entire brand around being kid-friendly and wholesome. So it was a shock to many when it was exposed that the questions in a board game she released were not so wholesome. The game, called JoJo's Juice, was released by Nickelodeon and manufactured by Spin Master in 2018. Questions in the Truth or Dare component of the game were exposed on TikTok, with some questions in the game saying things like, have you ever gone outside without underwear? And have you ever walked in on someone naked or had someone walk in on you? As well as questions asking most likely to date, if they'd ever stolen or been arrested, if they could twerk, and if they'd ever kissed a boy. According to Insider, Nickelodeon and Spin Master released a joint statement agreeing to stop production of the game. Jojo responded that she was not aware of the questions but was happy the game was being pulled. And at number 10, Shia LaBeouf. Late 2020, FKA Twigs exposed that she endured a toxic and abusive relationship with Shia LaBeouf. She later decided to sue him for his actions, unearthing tons of stories where LaBeouf was manipulative, reckless, and put her life in danger. At the time, LaBeouf was dating Margaret Qualley. However, following the terrible allegations, which LaBeouf later admitted to and apologized, Qualley ended their relationship. Following the allegations by FKA Twigs, other people came out with their stories of manipulation and toxic behavior by LaBeouf, like Sia, who claimed that he pushed her into an adulterous relationship with him. And at number 9, Michael Rapaport. Michael Rapaport was involved in a long and nasty feud with Barstool Sports after he was fired from the company when an old tweet trashing it resurfaced. The tweet read, quote, "If you call yourself a stoolie for real, you've already lost in life." Before the firing, Rapaport had a podcast with Barstool, but he was hoping they would help him get a show after on SiriusXM. But after he was promptly fired, the nasty back and forth between him and Barstool founder Dave Portnoy was swift, with both men throwing digs each other's way. Barstool quickly came out with merch of Rapaport's face with a clown on it, also with a red dot under his lip because he had some infamous red carpet photos with a red sore on his lip. Rapaport later sued for defamation, and after the long legal battle, Barstool ended up winning, exposing that even though he talked trash about them, he couldn't handle it when they did it back to him. In at number 8, Alex Rodriguez. Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez recently announced that they were breaking up, which honestly broke my heart. I thought they were a really good couple, saying in a statement, quote, "We will continue to work together and support each other on our shared business and projects. We wish the best for each other and one another's children." But there was a lot of drama involved in the breakup. Apparently what led to the breakup were allegations from a reality star that he had slid into her DMs. Southern Charm star Madison LaCroix was caught up in the couple's drama when it was revealed on her Bravo series reunion episode that she had been FaceTiming with an unnamed famous baseball player, who turned out to be A-Rod. With her saying about the conversation with A-Rod, quote, "He contacted me, and yes, we DM'd, but other than that, there was nothing. I've never seen him or touched him." Telling Page Six later, quote, "He's never physically cheated on his fiancée with me," saying they had only, quote, "spoken on the phone, but had never been physical, never had any kind of anything, just an acquaintance." However, it seemed that J-Lo probably didn't believe that, and that caused their split. In at number 7, Gina Carano. Gina Carano's controversial political views were exposed this year, and she was fired because of it. She was fired after she shared a controversial Instagram story where she compared being conservative now to being Jewish in the Second World War. The post was an attempt to compare the events of the Second World War to cancel culture. Carano ended up taking the picture down, but the backlash had already begun. She was quickly fired from The Mandalorian and the Star Wars universe, as well as being dropped by her agency, United Talent Agency. An insider claimed that the production company had been looking for a reason to fire Carano after she became too controversial to handle, and that post was apparently the last straw. In at number 6, Scott Rudin. Producer Scott Rudin was exposed by one of Broadway's top Latina actresses when Karen Olivio revealed that she will not be returning to the hit musical Moulin Rouge the Musical post-COVID. The reason she will not be returning was because of Scott Rudin. Olivia, who has been nominated for a Tony for her performance in that musical, posted a 5-minute Instagram video explaining her decision to not come back to the show. Saying in an Instagram video, quote, "I don't need to be on stage. I need to be out here. People are more important than your pocketbook. That's it. That's all that needs to be said from here on out. I value humanity more. I want a theater industry that matches my integrity." Olivia went on to discuss recent reports that exposed Rubin for violent behavior towards staff members. And thankfully, there are people speaking up about this negative behavior. Halfway at number 5, Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato was exposed after she tried to cancel a small business because she didn't like the products that they were selling. Demi decided to grab some frozen yogurt from a popular froyo place in LA called The Big Chill. But she wasn't happy with what she saw while in the shop and shared her disdain with her over 100 million Instagram followers, writing on her story that she didn't like how the establishment had so many sugar-free diet foods near the counter, adding that they were diet culture vultures. This caused an online feud between Demi and the shop. The shop later defended themselves by saying that they were just selling products for their broad customer base, which includes diabetics, celiac disease, and vegans. The general consensus around this whole event was that Demi was just being an entitled Karen. Demi ended up somewhat apologizing for the incident later though. In at number 4, Kevin Guthrie. Scottish actor Kevin Guthrie was just found guilty of assaulting a woman at a flat in Glasgow. The actor denied these charges and claimed that he was helping the woman. But over the course of the investigation, the woman claimed that he actually drugged her and used her drunken state to take advantage of her. It was revealed that his DNA was found on her underwear, and the sheriff determined that he had taken advantage of the woman while she was in a, quote, vulnerable position. As of now, we don't know much more, and his sentence will be decided next month, but that is just so gross and disgusting. Happy to see justice be served there. In at number 3, Simon Cowell. The legendary American Idol host is known for turning everyday singers into stars, but his label was recently exposed for being toxic towards their artist. Don and Edward Grimes, known as the music world as Jedward, went on a tweeting spree recently as they spilled the beans on Simon Cowell and his record label Psycho, with the pair saying that Simon and his label have been taking advantage of artists for years. We were also reminded that other artists like Cher Lloyd and Rebecca Ferguson spoke out about the bad conditions that they had worked under while on contract. In their tweets, Jedward called One Direction survivors because of what they had endured. And at number 2, Kartik Aaryan. Indian actor Kartik Aaryan has just been dropped from a film after complaining about the script. He's now being replaced in a film that was almost halfway completed. Apparently, they started filming the movie Dostana 2 in 2019, completing 20 days of filming. But almost a year and a half later, when they tried to complete the film in 2021, Aaryan is now expressing creative differences over the script. A source close to the matter stated, quote, "It has never happened in the history of Dharma Productions that an actor has shot a film for a while and then walked out alleging creative issues." Yeah, definitely very, very strange to walk out after already halfway completing a movie. Very weird. And finally, number 1, Dan Levy. Dan Levy, star of Schitt's Creek, opened up about how he was bullied as a preteen for being different when he was not out as being gay. His mother made a point to clap back at the kids who were mean to Dan at camp before his SNL hosting gig, with her writing on Twitter, quote, "This goes out to the bully punks at Camp WTF who made life miserable for a certain cabin mate back in the summer of '96, just because he was different." Adding, quote, "Well, after all these years, I have just 7 words to say to you. Live from New York, it's Saturday night." Levy retweeted his mom with a simple caption, "Moms." Dan opened up more about his childhood in an interview with Bustle, saying, quote, "I think that came from a deep-rooted fear of knowing that I was gay and not being able to be free. By the time I got to high school, when your brain is starting to catch up with your physical impulses, it led to a very confusing time. Because on the one hand, you're now being introduced to things like self-awareness and anxiety. At the same time, you're becoming more and more savvy when it comes to hiding it." In at number 10, Zac Efron. After Zac Efron appeared on a Facebook Watch event for Bill Nye's Earth Day musical, the internet was set ablaze with rumors that he had gotten cosmetic surgery to change his face. The lower half of the actor's face looked much more prominent, including his jaw and lips, which both looked to be fuller. Many Twitter users speculated that Efron might have gotten cosmetic surgery, like bad Botox or fillers. One TikTok doctor even thought Efron could have recently gotten his wisdom teeth removed. Zac hasn't commented on the situation, but one of his best friends recently spoke out and denied the rumors of plastic surgery. In at number 9, Ben Affleck. Although I had Ben Affleck in this last one, some recent news has come out that I just had to include in this one too. Influencer Naveen J has just gone viral on TikTok, sharing her story of how Ben Affleck tried to pursue her. In the viral TikTok video, Naveen shared a clip of herself looking upset, writing, quote, "Thinking of the time I matched with Ben Affleck on Raya and thought it was fake, so I unmatched him and he sent me a video on Instagram." She then cut to this Instagram video where Affleck said, quote, "Naveen, why did you unmatch me? It's me." And this story is just so insane on so many levels. Like, I can't believe Ben Affleck would send a video like that. Definitely, a little embarrassing for him, but obviously a huge compliment as well to her. And at number 8, Will Smith. Will Smith just exposed himself in a new Instagram post. The photo, which was posted on May 3rd, is captioned, quote, "I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm in the worst shape of my life." The picture shows Smith in black shorts and an unzipped hoodie. This version of Will is a lot different than the hunk that we're used to seeing on screen. But the comments of that picture were quickly flooded with support, with people thanking him for the honesty and saying that he still looks in pretty good shape. The post currently has over 6 million likes, and honestly, I'm just so happy that he's able to poke fun at himself like this. In at number 7, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was exposed for being sour after his breakup with Ana de Armas. After the couple announced that they were splitting, a photographer caught 2 of Affleck's gardeners bringing a life-size cutout of de Armas out of his house and into his garbage can. The cutout of the actress was part of a prank Affleck's children played on their dad in June. And honestly, I can totally understand why he wanted the cutout taken out of his house. I mean, after a breakup, you just want to cleanse. But he's got to learn to be a little more slick about doing stuff like that. I mean, unless this was somewhat of a ploy to maybe get her attention. I mean, we'll never know. Anna and Ben met while playing husband and wife on the movie Deep Water, which started filming in late 2019, and they dated for about a year before splitting. In at number 6, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian was recently exposed by an Instagram model who claims to have hooked up with Tristan Thompson while he was still with Khloe, Sydney Chase exposed the cheating on the No Jumper podcast and gave intimate details to prove that she had hooked up with Tristan. After the rumor mill started churning, it looked like Khloe actually DM'd Sydney to get the full story on the cheating allegations. Sydney posted a screenshot for proof of this, where it shows an Instagram message from Khloe saying, quote, "Hey Sydney, this is Khloe." Chase scrubbed out the rest of the message with white paint. In another message, Khloe also wrote, quote, "I would appreciate it if our conversation can remain confidential," which was the case because Sydney didn't share any more details. And to me, it looks like Khloe wants more details on the situation so she can see if Tristan is lying about his side of the story, which I assume is definitely different than Sydney's. Halfway at number 5, Hilaria Baldwin. 2021 started off with maybe the strangest scandal ever, surrounding Hilaria Baldwin's background. After a long string of events, it was revealed that Hilaria Baldwin is not actually Spanish like she claims. And in fact, her name isn't even Hilaria, it's just Hillary. And it seems she put on this fake Spanish persona to be more interesting and unique in the media. It was also revealed that her Spanish accent is most definitely a lie too. As Twitter began searching for the truth, it emerged that she was in fact actually born and raised as Hillary, not Hilaria, in Massachusetts. And her roots are American for many generations back. But in an interview, she claimed she moved here from Spain to go to NYU. In response to all the backlash, Hilaria addressed the situation, saying she was raised with two cultures, but she never actually commented on why she lied. In at number 4, Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is another celebrity that exposed themselves on their own Instagram. Wahlberg exposed a body transformation that he partook in for the upcoming film Father Stu, after revealing that he was planning to put on 30 pounds in 6 weeks on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show. Last month, he posted a picture of the progress. On the left was a picture of his incredibly fit body, and on the right is a current picture of him, with the caption, quote, "From this 3 weeks ago to this now. Thanks to Chef Lawrence D. Cooking." During his interview with Kimmel, he said, quote, "I want to go to bakeries, I want to go to Denny's, I want to get pancakes, I want to get everything I can possibly get my hands on." This is a whole lot different from his usually very strict regimen. And he revealed on Instagram in 2018 that he usually wakes up at 2:30 a.m. and does a workout from 3:40 a.m. to 5:15 a.m. I literally just can't even comprehend that. And at number 3, Macaulay Culkin. Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin is getting some heat after some clips from an old interview resurfaced. Culkin just welcomed his first child with his partner Brenda Song. The boy is named Dakota Song Culkin, named after Culkin's late sister who died at age 29 after she was hit by a car. And obviously everyone is overjoyed for the happy couple. However, an old interview clip is getting some backlash. In the interview, Culkin said that he is excited to have children with Song, adding, quote, "I'm going to have some pretty babies. She's Asian, so I'm going to have tiny little Asian babies. It's going to be adorable, a bunch of Sean Lennons running around the house. That's what I'm looking for," he told People. Sean Lennon is of course referring to John Lennon and Yoko Ono's son. Taiwanese American culture writer Jeff Yang tweeted out, quote, "Congrats, I guess," while another Twitter user said, quote, "We all look like Sean Lennon, I guess." Culkin does not address the comments. In at number 2, Erika Jayne. Erika Jayne and her husband Tom Girardi were beloved cast members of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills until Erika filed for divorce and Tom got arrested for fraud, which Erika is now getting dragged into. Because of all this, the couple is now getting slammed with lawsuits. One Twitter thread leaked proving that Tom and Erika were kicked out of their home after they failed to pay property taxes. This is most likely linked to Tom's assets being frozen after he received an onslaught of lawsuits. The couple were first hit with a class action lawsuit over settlement funds that were meant to go toward the families of the Lion Air Flight 610. Tom has also been sued by Wells Fargo Bank for fraud and by his former law firm partner Robert Kesey for bad business dealings. And I'm just hoping that at least some of these juicy details will be revealed on the upcoming season of the show. And finally, at number 1, Jake Paul. Jake Paul was just accused of inappropriate conduct by TikToker Justine Paradise. The former Disney Channel actor was preparing for his Ben Askren fight when Justine released a 20-minute video to her YouTube channel saying the encounter had happened at his mansion. Apparently, they were hanging out and he asked her if she wanted to go to his room. And even though she felt it implied that he wanted to maybe hook up with her, she thought he would respect her boundaries. But he did not, and apparently forced intimate acts on her, with her saying that he never asked for consent. In response to the allegations, Jake's lawyers denied the allegations and said that they were aggressively pursuing her legally for the claims. However, she said later that she was never served any lawsuits. And I'm just hoping that the truth of this is all determined in court.